Well, hello, everyone, and good evening. Welcome to the St. Louis Ovarian Cancer Awareness 2021 Living Out Loud Virtual Gala and Auction. I'm Randy Knott, and as always, I'm extremely thrilled, excited, and honored and blessed to be in your company tonight for this online evening that will celebrate the work and supporters of SLOCA, and most importantly, raise funds to support the continuing work to impact ovarian cancer survivor rights right here in our community. Now, tonight is a little different, as you well know, as everything has been since 2020. This is a virtual event. We're coming to you live from Sophie's Artist Lounge in Midtown St. Louis. There is a small crowd with me here tonight. Can I hear you guys? It's loud, but trust me, they are small, but we are socially distanced, and those off camera are indeed wearing masks. I am joined by a few members of the SLOCA staff and the board, our production team, who is doing a fine job, and our co-chairs, Deb and Randall Lynn. We know this has been a very challenging year, and while we all want to support SLOCA, we could all use a few laughs. Am I right? Come on now. 2020, 2021, have things gotten any better so far? We need to laugh. So I am also joined tonight by comedian Greg Warren. Greg is a Kirkwood native and a stand-up comedian who has been featured on Last Comic Standing, Comedy Central's Premium Blend, and much more. He also has a personal connection to ovarian cancer, having lost his mom, Colleen, in 2016. Now, hopefully you're watching us from the comfort of your home or the home of a family member or friends and have a nice drink in hand and a delicious meal from Time for Dinner. A few things to remember, though. The auction is open. So be sure to check out what we have available for bid. Trust me, the auction is going to close in an hour after the conclusion of our program at 9 o'clock, and you don't want to miss out. So be sure to keep checking in and out to make sure that item that you desire the most is indeed yours. And know that those items will not only be yours, but they're going to make a difference tonight. Not just tonight, but they're going to make a difference for years to come, because the money that we raise this evening is going to impact some people who are going through some very tough times. Not just the patients themselves, but also their families, also their friends who have to understand what they're dealing with, who have to help coach them through this. We need your help tonight. So I'm pleading with you to please look over all of our auction items and do what you can to make sure those auction items make a difference tonight. We will also be drawing our raffle winners during this broadcast. We will have a Louis Vuitton handbag, and of course, the highly coveted wine raffle with more than 25 bottles of wine valued at least $20 per bottle. And a new ranking in the cash lottery raffle. Get your tickets now via giftsmart.com. This is still time for you to do this. Your raffle ticket, buy it, buy one, buy two, buy three, buy four, buy 10. Why not? Improve your chances. Now, many of you are familiar with the amazing work of SLOCA, but for those of you who may be new to the organization, we would like to share a bit more information with you about the mission that we're on. The why. The why is so important. Highlighted in this video that provides an overview of our programs and allows you to get to know some of our staff and some of our volunteers.
Everyone has a different journey in life, and very few maladies halt life's progression like cancer. It is during this time of fear and uncertainty that many women are introduced to an organization dedicated to supporting them through these moments in their lives. St. Louis Ovarian Cancer Awareness, or SLOCA.
St. Louis Ovarian Cancer Awareness really was started as a grassroots effort, and it's become the model for other organizations throughout the United States.
The mission of SLOCA is threefold: to support women and families affected by ovarian cancer, to be present in the community to spread awareness of the symptoms and signs, and to raise money for research.
So we have a lot of activities they can get involved in if they so desire to.
One of the events that we attend annually is the Working Women's Survival Show.
And we set up a table and we hand out information about what we do and to try to get the word out with signs and symptoms and awareness.
We know we're there for a good reason, because these women also need to know for themselves what the signs and symptoms are. And also, if they say their mom had ovarian cancer or breast cancer, they also need to know that they're at higher risk and what that might mean for their own health or their daughter's health. We have a night at the Cardinals baseball game, and all survivors receive a free ticket to the night at the game.
As part of our night here at the ballpark, SLOCA is given the first pitch opportunity, and so we actually auction it off at our gala in the spring. So it's a fun night to get out and relax just a little bit for a common cause.
Survivors Teaching Students is, I think, our best outreach program.
It's survivors telling their story, explaining what has happened to them, their journey to medical students here in St. Louis.
And then afterwards, the students ask questions, and sometimes we get some pretty deep questions.
Hopefully that starts to trigger a few more physicians and nurses and physician's assistants to hone in on, wait a second, I remember way back when, Survivors Teaching Students, when this woman said XYZ,
Yeah.
maybe this is what it is.
It just brings the textbooks that they're learning to life.
And soon, SLOCA will offer even more to the women they serve.
So we are very excited to start 2 new programs.
We're going to set up a program that we're going to have peer-to-peer, woman-to-woman.
Pairing women up with women who've already gone through this.
Each relationship will evolve differently, but it is something that can be just very, very organic, but really continue for a long time. And then we will be starting a patient need fund.
Whether it's a bill or a drive to chemo or maybe some childcare.
We try to support them any way we can.
Until the day when a cure has been reached, this collection of women, a sisterhood stronger than any cancer, will continue their mission of supporting those affected by this disease.
Wow.
Everyone has a
That was
different
truly
journey.
amazing. Hopefully, that gave you some insight into why we are here today. We are raising funds to support SLOCA, to support those programs you just heard about in that video. Your bids and your donations right now help to make all these things possible. Now, let me introduce to you 2 amazing women who are very familiar with SLOCA's mission. This year's co-chairs. I'm just going to call her Deb because her last name is about that long. And then, of course, on my left is my good friend Randall Lynn, because Randall Lynn and I go back a long ways. We'll talk about it in just a bit. But first, Deb, so glad to have you here.
Thanks, Rennie. Hi, everybody. I am Deb, and this is Randall Lynn, as Rennie said. I'm going to take a few minutes and share my own journey with ovarian cancer. It began 8.5 years ago with a stage 3 diagnosis. Stage 3, on a scale of 1 to 4, with 4 being the worst, is devastating news to get. Like many, I was vaguely aware of the symptoms or the actual cancer. No doctors had ever mentioned the disease to me. My oncology team did, though. They explained the medical side, my treatments, my side effects, and then they introduced me to SLOCA. SLOCA was a group of people who helped me understand the emotional impact of this disease. SLOCA provides programs which support patients and their families from diagnosis to survivorship and, sadly, recurrence. The reason I serve on the board is to save lives, maybe yours or maybe someone you love. I am proud to support our mission to increase awareness, fund research, and support survivors happily like me. Another reason I support SLOCA is because they know how to celebrate life and take in many joyful moments. So tonight, plan your bids, buy some raffle tickets, and help us celebrate tonight.
As I am quickly approaching my 4-year no evidence of disease mark, it is my honor to be co-chairing tonight with Deb. Being diagnosed at 36 years of age in the early stages, stage 1C, is something I do not take for granted. It's why you can find me advocating, creating awareness, and fundraising frequently. Survivors Teaching Students and Woman to Woman are 2 of the programs SLOCA has that I am very involved with. One strives to educate those in the medical field so that more women aren't misdiagnosed, and the other provides support to those when they need it most, early on in their diagnosis, by creating connections with someone who has been in the same shoes. By tuning in tonight, you are helping to make these programs possible.
It is so important that people are tuning in tonight. And ladies, thank you very much for being here this evening. As they shared, a big part of tonight's event is raising funds to support the mission and the programs of SLOCA. I am so proud to be a part of this evening, and I hope that you are proud to be here too. Your support through purchasing a ticket, bidding on an item, and just being here virtually with us helps to make SLOCA's mission all the more possible. We also appreciate the support of this evening's presenting sponsor, Myriad Genetic Laboratories. Not only have they provided SLOCA with financial support for this event, now in their 5th consecutive year as presenting sponsors, but they are also an important partner to the fight against ovarian cancer as a leader in genetic and tumor testing that can help patients determine specific medical management for their. We're extremely grateful for the help of all of our corporate and foundation sponsors who are generously underwritten our evening's event, and as well as our in-kind sponsors who have supported us in so many ways. Now I want to draw your attention to our online auction because we have some fabulous items, so you can be sure to scroll through all of them that are available to you tonight. Your bidding tonight is an important way to support SLOCA. Bidding will close, by the way, at 9 o'clock this evening, an hour after the conclusion of this broadcast. So there is still time to bid and get those bids in as quickly as possible. Now to bid, simply make sure you are logged into your GiveSmart account. You can do this from your computer, your iPad, your smartphone. To view the auction, click on Items. And when you see something that catches your eye, enter your bid. Our system will let you know if you're outbid. So then you go back and you bid some more and some more and some more to make sure that it's yours, right? Give me a break. See, this is a give-win situation. You see, you give to SLOCA, and at the same time, you win this auction item. So you get something, we get something, and we all get to hug each other virtually, of course, and enjoy the evening. Now, I want to highlight a few items that are available. First up, we have an authentic hand-signed jersey, personally signed for SLOCA by Blues goalie Jordan Pennington, part of the 2019 Stanley Cup St. Louis Blues championship team. Let me hear it, House. Come on now. Oh, by the way, did I tell you that the Blues also made the playoffs, clinched this position last night. So maybe Jordan Pennington will be a part of the 2021 Stanley Cup winning team. Am I right? Got to make sure these people stay awake. We also have a giveaway to the Hawks Cay resort on the secluded Duck Island in the Florida Keys, complete with a 4-night stay, penthouse accommodations, a half-day fishing charter, and 50 minutes couples massage. What? This is a heck of a time to get, to know your significant other a little bit more. Are you ready for some Cardinals baseball? How about a VIP experience with the St. Louis Cardinals, including 4 filled box tickets and a pregame visit for the 2022 season? We also have an Ozarks adventure getaway for you outdoorsy types out there, including a 2-night stay at Milt's Place, a luxury cabin on the upper Merrimack River, a day of catch-and-release fishing on a spring-fed waters at the Westover Farms, and a float trip and 2 nights of a primitive camping at a Bass River resort along the Crystal River as well. So you guys are going to have a great time. And primitive, after coming from a penthouse, might be a lot to ask, but hey, you get to live 2 lives at once. I also want to remind you that we will be drawing our raffle winners soon. Be sure to get your chance to take home the iconic Louis Vuitton handbag, more than 25 bottles of wine, or our newest lottery raffle. While you make sure you have your lottery tickets purchased, let's share a few words from SLOCA's Executive Director, Susan Robin, and our Board President, Janet DeGroff.
Good evening. I'm Janet DeGraff. I am the SLOCA Board President and a survivor of ovarian cancer.
Hi, I'm Susan Robin, the Executive Director and an ovarian cancer survivor as well.
We welcome you all to this evening, and I just wanted to do a little shout out to a few people that we want to thank for making this evening a special event. First, it would be for Randall Vassell and Deb Hill Jablonski, our co-chairs for the evening. They have just done an amazing job of bringing it all together and working through all the details, especially when they thought this was going to be an in-person event. And they had to switch gears and move on to a virtual event, and they've just done a phenomenal job of working through that. And I want to recognize our tremendous office staff. We have a team of ladies who just work together throughout the entire year for every program that we do, and they are so dedicated. And that would be Tabitha Tomko and Robin Hunter and our executive director, Susan Robin.
Thank you. It's a team effort.
It is, and they do such a wonderful job working through all of our programs and getting the word out and all the details that come into the office. So we thank you all for that. And we have a executive board that's very dedicated to our mission too. They are very supportive of everything we do, and they endorse and advise in all the various activities that SLOCA takes part in. And so one of our main goals in our mission is to bring awareness to the community. And we do that a lot through health fairs with booths and other community events throughout the area to bring the signs and symptoms to as many people as we can in the region that we serve. And we have hundreds of volunteers that also help with that. And we are thankful for them too, for their commitment to get this word out to as many people as we can, many of which are survivors.
Yes.
One of our programs that we're very proud of is many years participating in the Survivors Teaching Students program. And that's where ovarian cancer survivors take their story out to medical and nursing students in the area.
Yep. And
they put a face to this disease, which is really impactful to those students who are going out in their careers. And some of the schools they participate in are WashU and SLU and Webster University. And we're just very thankful for all of those women telling their stories.
Absolutely.
And we're always looking for more survivors to go out and tell their stories.
Very
to
courageous.
Make an impact. Yes, so we're thankful for that too.
I'd like to thank and give a shout out to the incredibly talented Rennie Knott for serving as our MC. He has provided his MC and auctioneer talent to us at our in-person galas and now at our virtual gala. Rennie, we couldn't do it without you. And later this evening, you will laugh and enjoy the comedic talent of Greg Warren, a local comedian, and he is going to provide some lighthearted entertainment later this evening. You will also view a very heartfelt video of a family through their ovarian cancer journey, and that is the Nevins family. And thank you for sharing that journey with this audience tonight. So stay tuned. It's going to be a great, great night. And I just also wanted to mention one of the parts of our mission that I'm most proud of is what we do to support survivors in our community throughout their ovarian cancer journey. When a woman is newly diagnosed in St. Louis, she will receive a sister box from St. Louis Ovarian Cancer Awareness at her first chemotherapy treatment. That box is filled with comfort items that we know a woman needs during chemotherapy. It will also have a Fight Like a Girl t-shirt. Our teal signature t-shirt is available to newly diagnosed women, as well as information about our organization and what other resources we have to support them. And they need the support more than ever. One of those programs that we just launched this year is a peer-to-peer mentor program. So a newly diagnosed woman may not have another friend or acquaintance who has had ovarian cancer. So we can pair her with another woman who's been through the journey to provide emotional support. And it has been overwhelming, and it really does provide comfort to that patient throughout her journey. The second program that we launched this year during a pandemic was the Together in Teal Patient Need Fund. We are able, thankful to our donations, to provide financial support to women undergoing treatment. If they meet the threshold of an ovarian cancer diagnosis and a certain income level, we can provide up to $1,000 a year to offset expenses for them so they can concentrate on healing. And that's what's so important. So because of the support with our events and other programs and other donations from all of our generous donors, we can continue to do these things. So thank you.
and enjoy the rest of the night. We are so grateful you have decided to spend your Saturday evening with us. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm Janet DeGraff.
Those are two very brave ladies right there. They're in the room tonight, and I was giving Janet a hard time because I kept saying, well, is it Janet or is it Jeanette? Because it's Jannet, which anybody who reads her name is going to say Janet, but no, it's Janet. On a serious note, now that we've learned a bit more about what SLOCA does, I want to introduce you to someone who can share firsthand what SLOCA can mean to a family impacted by ovarian cancer. This is our first time sharing a story from this particular perspective, a story from a husband and a caregiver, the family that lost a wife and a mother to this disease. Pete Nevins and his two daughters are bravely sharing a story that often goes untold, a story that is one of many families impacted by ovarian cancer.
So Karen was a very frequent and comedic Facebook poster. Every once in a while she would get on there and realize that her thank yous were building up and that she hadn't had an opportunity to thank people. This is what she wrote. Here is my Oscar speech since I didn't win one yet again. Feeling much better these last couple of days. Getting my anti-nausea meds regulated to work for me. Shout out to all of those sending me good vibes and good jujus. My sister Donna came over and helped me clean. My friends Maureen and Sandy came to be with me while I was at a low moment. Those happened. And just that you listened and let me sit with my crappy feelings was very freeing. We've had meals made by some friends and family, Mary Kuntz, the Wards, the Tanners, the Smelzers, and Pete's mom. Friends stopping to ask how I am doing means so much, and my neighbors constantly checking in makes me feel all the feels. Pete, all the extra you do. Adeline and May, you've been so good and helpful. You truly have been amazing over the past few weeks, giving me all the love and doting on me when I needed some TLC. Danielle and Kim, you are the best chemo-sabis a girl could want. You've really helped me through a difficult week. Dr. Easley, playing the tough guy and making me take all my meds. There was one day I didn't like you, but I'm over it. Love to all in your office. I know I don't post these lists often because the help we get is overwhelming and has come from all over and at different times. Many of you have done the difficult, sitting over here and keeping me company when I'm no company, to the outright generous. We have been blessed by family and friends and even strangers. I want to get better so that I can be all of these things to people. Continue to open your eyes and see the good, the beautiful, the humble, the miracles. If you ever feel you need to do something for us, just be with us. Your company, companionship, and time spent together is what will matter in the end. Well, she was born July 8th, 1969. She was the youngest of 4 kids. I was born 3 years later. We met in 1977 at Little Flower Catholic School in Richmond Heights. From 1986, the time that she left Little Flower, until January of 2000, we had no contact whatsoever. I was at a friend's apartment and we were getting ready to go out for the night. The friends of mine said they wanted Karen to come out with us. So my friend Chris picked up his magic 8-ball and shook the magic 8-ball and said, "Is Karen going to meet the man of her dreams tonight?" And the magic 8-ball said, "It is decidedly so." To which Karen said, "I don't think so." 2 years later, March 23rd, 2002, we married at Little Flower Catholic Church, the same church we grew up in. 2004, we were blessed with our first daughter, Adeline. And just over a year later, we were blessed with our second daughter, May. Karen found a house that she fell in love with, and we moved into that home that we're still in November of 2007. A couple of months after we moved in, she started noticing some symptoms, unfortunately the signs that many of us now know too well, and that was the bloating, loss of appetite, frequent urination, and weight loss. She finally scheduled an appointment with her OB and got in to see the nurse practitioner. They gave her an ultrasound Immediately after the ultrasound, scheduled a CT scan. The doctor read through the report, and Dr. Shaner looked at her and said, "Kiddo, this doesn't look good." She was determined to take it head on, and that fierce determination is something that she never lost over the course of the next 9.5 years. Emotionally, I didn't want her to stress about having cancer, about going through chemo, about all of the possibilities that lay down the road. And I couldn't do anything about that. It was a couple days into it that a friend of mine finally stepped in and said, "Pete, let me take care of the girl's schedule." The instant I let it go, I just felt this huge weight lifted off my shoulders that allowed me to focus on what I needed to focus on. I knew the girls were taken care of, and I didn't have to worry about that.
My mom was the strongest woman I knew. She had blonde hair and blue eyes, and basically the exact same face structure as me. She did a really, really good job at making things seem normal in the slightest bit. We had some good memories.
Whenever my dad would be in midnight shifts, I would stay in her room and just spend the night with her, and we were both night owls, so we would be like up talking and then sleep in the next morning.
She hosted play dates. She cooked dinner on nights that she was feeling great.
And she has like these huge recipe books in our pantry.
And my sister, she takes it and runs with it.
She kind of taught me how to bake and cook, because I'd always be with her in the kitchen.
I, on the other hand, almost burn the kitchen down every time I try.
She had like sloppy handwriting, and especially when she was cooking, like, no one could read it. My dad will look at it and be like, "What does this say?" And he'll have no clue, and it's really funny.
Karen and I were in one of her first chemo treatments, and a woman came across the room, sat down and started talking to her, and it was, if I remember right, it was Beth Hudson. And Beth explained to Karen what SLOCA was and what they were doing. Initially, Karen was reluctant. Her fear was that she was going to be surrounded by a bunch of old people with cancer. She went and met with those women and was just absolutely inspired by what she saw. And they were able to compare notes and really help one another out.
We did some programs through SLOCA together.
The thing she most frequently participated in was the survivors as teachers, where she would speak to a classroom of med school students and give her story.
One night she got to speak through SLOCA, and I sat here on the sofa and I listened to her on the radio, and I just remember feeling so proud. It's like my mom is up there talking about her journey, and she's helping all these other women.
Like, her big thing was that she just loved people and helping people. She was like such a big extrovert. She just always wanted to help others.
SLOCA was a support system for her. It was hope for her.
It is a community of people who understand each other's messes and grievances and life issues. I've seen them help my mom and so many other women through so much. And I don't think that my mom would have been able to go through what she did without them.
In 2017 was when things started to kind of turn. She knew something wasn't right, the cancer was spreading, and that the chemo was no longer working. The amount of love that she was showered with from so many people over that time, it was truly a beautiful thing to watch. And I know that it is how she wanted it.
My neighbors all pitched in some money for her 9-year survivor anniversary to get these beautiful handmade wind chimes. We have them hanging right on our front porch over our porch swing.
Every now and then, like when I came home from Indiana the other day, they started going crazy. No wind outside, but they just started going crazy.
I can hear her talking to me. I can hear her saying stuff to me, and I know my dad does too. So whenever we say something and the wind chimes clang, it's like, oh, Mom didn't like that.
We just kind of think she's possessed them at this point, but that's kind of like my way of knowing that she's still with us.
Karen was an absolutely beautiful person. And she was by far the strongest person I've ever known. And I see that strength in the example that she set every day in my two daughters.
She taught me how to be grateful for what I had. She taught me how to see the light in the darkest of times. When I get older, I want to take her kindness with me and share it with other people because she was one of the kindest people I know.
Everybody that knew Karen loved her. Everybody that knew Karen loved her.
We all have a mother. We all know someone who is a woman. We probably have a grandmother, a daughter, cousin. Anyone out there who understands what it's like to be involved with a woman in their lives. That is what tonight is about. It's not about me, it's not about you, it's not about us, it's about them. And the importance of knowing that there are people out there who need our support. There are families out there who need our support. And I don't know about you, but I am feeling so doggone inspired after hearing from Pete and knowing what their family is dealing with. And I want to thank them for sharing their story with us to give us a better idea of what people are going through. Now we're going to begin our Fund a Need. And this is the time, folks. This is the time. This is the moment. This is the chance. This is the opportunity that I need for you to step up to the plate. I need for you to pretend that you're that player right there at home plate at Busch Stadium. And it's the bottom of the ninth inning, and there are two runners on base, and you're down by 2. And we need that home run, bam, to make a difference to win the game. This is your opportunity to be the hero. This is your chance to do what needs to be done for the team. Because what you have to understand is that the team is greater than you, it's greater than me, because the team is about all of us. We are a village. And tonight, this village is going to come together to make a difference. So I'm going to ask you guys to dig deep. And when I say deep, I want you to dig deep into your wallets and show your support for SLOCA, for women like Deb, for women like Randall Lynn, and for families like the Nevins. Man, it's your night. It's your chance to do that one thing that can make a difference to someone you may not even meet, but to know you can impact their lives and make it just that much better for them because it's going to ease their minds that much more. They have so many things right now that they have to concentrate on, so many things that tug at their hearts, so many emotions that they're going through. Imagine for just 1 second, you're going through a pandemic, you're dealing with kids who are being homeschooled, you're at home remote working, and then you find out that a loved one is dealing with ovarian cancer. They need your help. So here's how we're going to fund a need to help them out. I will tell you some levels, and when you are moved, I want you to give when you find that corresponding level and Give Smart under the Items tab. Just click on the level and add the donation to your account. Each gift at the $5,000 level will allow us to support 5 women through our Together Until Patient Need Fund. Imagine your gift having that ability to reduce the burden on a family who is struggling due to a diagnosis of ovarian cancer. You can do exactly that tonight. So please consider giving at the $5,000 level. Don't talk yet. Don't talk yet. We have a prompter that we're using. It's supposed to be Randall Lynn's time to talk. But before she talks, I want to tell you about this person. I have been in my job for 34 years. I've met a lot of amazing people. I'm talking from presidents to incredible athletes to people who make an impact. There are few that I can say that are greater than this person to my left. This is Randall Lynn Bassel. And when I look at you, I don't look at her as a survivor. I don't look at her as my friend. I look at her as a great inspiration. Because what she has gone through and what she is doing now, I don't necessarily have the words to express how I feel about you. I've done a couple of stories. But to know the battles that she has faced and she has endured, to know that she's also raising 2 children on her own, and yet stands here with us tonight to support others. And I believe you rode your bike for others as well, because, well, why not?
I mean, why not?
This is an incredible woman, and I am so proud to be standing alongside her tonight. And I want to thank you so much for sharing your time, your love, and your efforts to people out there who really need you.
Oh, absolutely. There is nowhere else I would rather be than doing things like this. Being diagnosed at stage 1C, I have a sense of survivor responsibility. Everybody always says, do you have survivor's guilt? And my answer is no, I don't. I was diagnosed at stage 1C. I have a sense of survivor's responsibility. And that's why you will find me sharing my story, speaking out against, or for, I guess, ovarian cancer awareness and raising funds, like here tonight with you.
And, you know, when a woman is diagnosed with ovarian cancer, we all become a part of a community. And the one thing about ovarian cancer that a lot of folks probably don't understand is that the signs are ones that could be something else.
Absolutely.
So you're not quite aware, and there are mixed diagnoses and things like that. But tonight, because of awareness, people are going to have a better understanding as to what they are indeed dealing with.
Correct.
So right now I'm going to ask my prompter operator to advance up just a little bit for us, all the way up to the part where you see my name, and I'm going to continue on. And I not making light of the situation, it's just that it's a very emotional time for us because we understand how important it is to help people out. There are folks out there who are struggling not just through a pandemic because of the impact of that, but struggling because they're also dealing with the ovarian cancer. So they need to pay their bills. They need to be able to have their lights on. They need to be able to feed their families. There is so much going on. And our team is telling me that we do indeed have a gift right now at the $5,000 level. So I want to say thank you to the Stanley family for your gift. We have a small group, but they are indeed mighty in this house tonight. But you know what? I love the Stanley family. That is great. That is wonderful. Woohoo! But we need more, folks. Who else wants to give tonight at the $5,000 level? If you do that, you can make such a great impact. You can indeed be that big guy at the plate tonight, bam, swinging for the fence. So if you can give at the $5,000 levels, please do that right now.
Now is the time, guys. Push the little button, $5,000 mark. We need a couple more.
Okay, we're going to move now to our $2,500 level. At this level, your support helps to sustain SLOCA's sister box chemo care packages. These packages are given to newly diagnosed women at their first chemo appointments at local hospitals and infusion centers. These boxes are full of comfort items and information on local resources, such as SLOCA's mentorship and support programs.
Going to your first chemo appointment after cancer diagnosis can be a very scary time. This box means so much more. It's comfort items. They're not alone when they receive this box. And so your gift at the $2,500 level can make this possible. Without you guys giving, we have to dig into our operating expenses to fund these things. So without the $2,500 donations, remember the little box, go, if you didn't want to give it the $5,000, go on to the $2,500 level, push the little button, and we can do sister boxes.
Yeah, you're so convincing too with that too. And you know what, it's the little things in life. And I think the pandemic taught us a lot about the little things in life.
Oh, absolutely.
Comfort might be something small, but it can make a huge difference. We've already received count them, three gifts at the $2,500 level. I want to say thank you to those who have given up so far. Yeah. But hey, you know, we do things like this, and I always say, Randall, I go, hey, give what you can, you know, whatever, every little bit counts. That's great. Because you know what? It takes that final penny to go from $999,999.99 to $1 million. But tonight, I want you to be a little bit uncomfortable. Tonight, I want you to say, you know what? I could give 100, I'd be fine. But if I give 150, you know what? Let's do this. Maybe I don't have a latte next week. Maybe I don't go to Chipotle next week. Because this is bigger than me. I want to be that difference maker tonight. So please, if you can, do. Don't wait. Don't miss this opportunity. You won't regret it. You won't regret it. Remember, you could give at any level until the bidding closes, and that closes at 9 o'clock tonight. And we're going to talk now about the $1,000 level. And a gift can mean to our friends at SLOCA. A gift of $1,000 at this level helps to raise awareness in the St. Louis community. SLOCA volunteers participate in community events such as health fairs, the Earth Day Festival, the Urban League's Back to School Expo. Your gift can help to sustain that effort by paying attendance and booth fees and helping to support awareness materials that share the signs and symptoms of ovarian cancer.
Yep, Rennie, we really need to get the signs and symptoms out there so that more women know, so that more women can be caught in the early stages when recurrence is significantly lower and treatment options work much better. Unfortunately, when recurrences happen over and over again, it becomes a little bit harder with the treatment plans. So right now, without without there being an early detection plan, awareness of the signs and symptoms is how we're going to catch this early. So going to these events and talking to the women that come up to the booth, that's how we do it.
It's so important to understand that, and I always talk about getting your car repaired. Getting your car repaired, you take your car to the mechanic and it's like, oh, well, let's look at this. Oh, it's not that. Let's look at this. Oh, it's not that. Let's look at this. Oh, that's the same thing with ovarian cancer. Because the signs are sort of signs for other diseases, other complications. So you might think, oh, well, I have this situation, so let me take this medicine. Well, that's not it. And the next thing you know, down the line, you find out, well, you've gone from stage 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 before somebody understands that, oh, this is what you have. Well, by bringing awareness, by letting people know what the symptoms are, we can catch this early. And the earlier that we catch it, well, man, the better it is to take care of. It gives us a better opportunity to make sure people will be okay. We don't have to do it stage 4. We don't have to be in a panic situation. We catch it early. That's what this is all about tonight. So $1,000, man, a powerful gift. And again, remember, you could donate at any level till 9 o'clock this evening. Just click on the items on the Give Smart event page and you will see the Fund the Need levels right at the top. Click on your level and add your desired donation to your account. All right, friends, as I said, we've got levels. We've got levels because we want everybody to be able to make an impact tonight. So let's drop down to the $500 level. Part of SLOCA's mission is survivor support, and a part of that is camaraderie. Meeting other survivors and talking about their experience. One way SLOCA offers that is through Ovarian Cancer Awareness Night at Busch Stadium. Survivors receive a free ticket to the event with the St. Louis Cardinals, and their support helps to make that possible.
Yeah, the Night with the Cardinals is such a great event. You see a lot of survivors wearing their Fight Like a Girl t-shirts. And those are provided for free. So the women get those, and your gift tonight can help underwrite those efforts. It is such an amazing thing to see the seats at Busch Stadium, not in red, but in teal.
That is so cool. I love teal, by the way. I don't know if I have any teal working with this outfit tonight, but I so wanted to work a teal because, Susan gave me a teal tie a couple of years ago. And the thing is, I'm going, okay, I want to wear it with that. Oh, maybe it's too much for this event. I just want to say this about teal. Teal is a magnificent color. If you can find a way to work teal into your outfit, work teal into your outfit, folks. All right? Because it does make a difference.
It does.
It makes a splash. People go, what is that, teal? Yes, let me tell you why. And that's the thing about the color. People will ask about the color, well, why teal? and you could explain to them about ovarian cancer and give them some knowledge. That is what it's all about.
Yep.
That's why the color is there. It's about awareness. Now, another part of SLOCA's mission is to fund research. Your gift at the $250 level tonight can help to support those efforts. Each year, SLOCA funds 2 grants dedicated to advancing ovarian cancer research, one through the Foundation of Women's Cancer, another locally through the Siteman Cancer Center.
The hope is that these grants will help further identify better therapeutics, support a diagnostic test, and someday a cure so that we can live in a world without ovarian cancer. Your donation tonight could be a part of that. Please give if you are able to do so.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, we're going to sit here and think about a cure? Yeah. We're working for a cure.
Oh, yeah.
We're not working to live with ovarian cancer. We're working to eliminate ovarian cancer. And you know what? To get this done, no gift is too small. Even at the $100 level tonight, you could be an important part of SLOCA's mission. Each gift at the $100 level will provide a free ticket to an ovarian cancer survivor for their guests to the annual Survivor Brunch.
So it's a new thing that we're doing, and the brunch is such an amazing event. The women are able to get together. It's a nice, relaxing setting. They don't have to worry about their medical, what's going on with their medical discussions or anything like that. We just have a little fun with some mimosas. But seriously, it is a chance to meet other women who have gone through the same things or going through something similar, and it is an incredible gift for us to be able to give that to them.
It's so important to have support, but not just support from people on the sidelines cheering you on, but support from people who are in the game fighting themselves. And yes, folks, it is an incredible gift. Please consider clicking on the Fund a Need donation at the level of your choice. We know it has been a challenging year. I mean, come on, we've all have been dealing with this. But please give what you can to support this very important work. And Randolyn is a great example of what your work can do. As I said earlier, she's a mother of 2. She's doing all these things on her own, but it's thanks to this community of support that gives her that belief inside, that faith that she will indeed continue to fight and battle and come out on top each and every time. You are like the Mike Tyson when it comes to knocking out ovarian cancer. Come on, put them up. We got this. I'm afraid of her too, by the way. This concludes our Fund a Need, but don't forget you could donate at any level this evening until the bidding ends at 9 o'clock tonight. Now, if you enjoy the next part of our program, please consider a donation afterwards. I'm not trying to put pressure on anybody, but I guess I'm putting pressure on somebody here. All right, we all know it has been a tough year. It's been a tough year plus, and we all could use a very good laugh. So I think we've earned it. And so tonight, I want to introduce to you our entertainment. A guy that I discovered, not personally discovered, but discovered his humor a few years ago on a road trip, and trust me, he had my entire family in tears. Mr. Greg Warren. Greg is a Kirkwood guy who has made a career of stand-up comedy, appearing on shows such as Last Comic Standing and Late Night with Seth Meyers. Ladies and gentlemen, he is here with us tonight. Give it up, and I want to hear from your houses on the virtual broadcast for Mr. Greg Warren.
Thank you. Wow, thank you. Hey, why don't we clap for Rennie and Randolyn, too? That was outstanding. Well, it's really good to be here, and I'm proud of you guys for being part of this. Before we get started, I do have one bit of official business. Whoever outbid me on the Mickey Mouse breakfast set, you guys are jerks. That's just you're real jerks. I wish we could all be together physically, but it's been a really tough year. COVID, I know, has been tough on all of you. It's been especially tough on me because I'm a surface toucher. I just like touching surfaces. You know, Do you remember when it started? They were like, "Don't touch surfaces." I'm like, all of them? You know, like it's a big part of my life. I'm a leaner too. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a stool that I'm leaning on. This is how I'm most comfortable in life. I like leaning, and when you lean, you're touching a surface. So I'm not going to give it up. I would be elbow deep in a pile of dead bats from Wuhan, China, if it took a little pressure off my arches. You know, Greg, that's COVID. I know, man, but I'm tired. All right, like I'm tired. Leaning, it's not an admirable quality. It's the first sign of a quitter, really. It's like, oh, there's a man who literally cannot stand on his own 2 feet. I like to sit and lean. Like sitting, not enough. I want to sit and lean. You ever go to a restaurant and they have a bar stool with no back? I'm like, well, we're not eating here. You know, I came to have a meal, not strengthen my core. You know, I had a lot of free time in 2020. I wasn't touring, and I wanted to learn something, you know, with my free time, and I didn't. I didn't learn any. I wanted to learn trees. I don't know them. I know Christmas. That's it. That's the only one I know. And I need to know trees. Like I'm 52. Like old guys know trees. By the time you're 60, you gotta know trees. 65, birds. Like as a guy on your 65th birthday, you need to be like, that's a warbler out there on that elm tree. You can tell by the markings on his eyes it's a Blackburnian warbler. I don't know what that fella's doing this far west of the Ohio River. That's an East Coast bird. He must got caught up in the jet stream. Yeah, I don't know trees. I tell you, I don't know poison ivy either, and I really need to learn that. I've tried. I've struggled. I just can't get it. And let me tell you something. The poison ivy people, not that helpful, right? Like, I Googled it. Here's their big hint. Leaves of 3, let it be. Oh, thanks for the poem, but it didn't work. Like, it didn't help. And by the way, it's got the word poison in it, okay? Like, is that how we're handling poisons, rhymes? When it comes to nerve gas, say, I pass. You know, it's not. So I've been out there in the forest or whatever, and the leaves, they bunch up, okay? They bunch up. Like, I don't know if that's 9 leaves of 3 or 1 leaf of 27, okay? It's not, it's just, I can't see it. And so what I've decided is just no more nature. That's I avoid it. It's too risky. Here's my poem. If it's a plant, I can't. Like that's in any event, stay on the cement. That's how I'm going to live my life. I'm going to start treating vegetation like I treat snakes. All bad. All bad. But Greg, it's a garter snake. Well, it looks like a snake, okay? Like I don't know what garter means, but if I see a garter mountain lion, I'm leaving. All right? Like, Greg, it's harmless. It's not harmless. It made me drop my Starbucks. It has done harm. Okay? Venti harm, as a matter of fact. I don't know. I don't know poison ivy, and you know, when I've tried to learn a few things about it, there is a plant that looks exactly like poison ivy. Google it. It's called Virginia creeper, which I thought they caught that guy in Richmond like 6 months ago. I didn't know he was still out there, and I learned this. This is actually true. Poison ivy is used like for medicinal purposes. It is used to treat joint pain, which that sounds like something my dad. You're like, Dad, I itch all over. Yeah, but you're not thinking about your knee anymore, are you? You know, I'm not good. I need to be in like a remedial poison ivy class, I think. You know, just me and the 3 other dumb poison ivy kids in some sort of room where they're holding up flashcards. Poison ivy! No, Greg, that's actually romaine lettuce, but, you know, good try. I've traveled most of my adult life doing comedy, and then 2020, I didn't for a lot of it, and you know, I miss it. I don't miss everything. I don't miss the hotels. You know, I stay at hotels on the weekends, and that's when all the groups are there. You know, the soccer kids. I hate them. And if you're out there and you're a parent of a kid that plays soccer, I hate you too. Like you guys act like you own the hotels. You just take over. You put signs up on all the doors. Good luck, Connor. Good luck, Charlie. Good luck, Lincoln. I came home late from a show one night, and they had accidentally put a sign on my door. It said, "Good luck, coach." For about 30 seconds, I was like, wait, did I agree to coach a soccer team and forget about it? What I did do is I posted a cut list on the door. The following team members, turn in your uniforms and check out of the hotel immediately. Connor, Charlie, Link. I knew all their names because they were on the door. Like, you all suck at soccer. Go home, find a new activity, preferably one that does not involve travel. You know, when I was a kid growing up in St. Louis, like, if you were on the travel soccer team, that meant you were like one of the best kids in the state. Connor, I saw you run down the hall. You're not an athlete, all right? Like, you don't have to leave to get competition. You can get beat here in St. Louis. But I do miss some of it. For several years before 2020, I would spend a few weeks in Alaska doing shows in the summer, and let me tell you, if you guys, if you've never been to Alaska, you just got to go. It's beautiful. There's they got hiking. They told me if I was going to go hiking, I had to buy this bear spray. It's a real thing. It is. It's $60. Just so you guys know, that stuff. It's not like off or like it. You're supposed to spray the bear, is what I'm saying. Like, it's not like the regular bug spray. You don't spray yourself. So, I mean, they should put that on the can. But, you know, like, so I had to figure that out. And it also stings. It really stings. They were like, aim for the eyes. Again, they're talking about the bear's eyes. And so I was hiking around up there for like 2 weeks, and I didn't see any bears. You know, I mean, the first day I didn't see, you know, anything because of my eyes. But, you know, I didn't see any bears. And I was looking online, and the TSA said you're not allowed to bring that bear spray on the plane because it's like a weapon. I couldn't bring it home. It was $60. So with 2 days left, I was like, I mean, somebody's getting sprayed, all right? Like, I spent a lot of money. I wound up, I sprayed this old lady at the buffet, and I know, no, trust me, she had a lot of bear-like qualities. She was reaching for the honey at one point. I mean, anybody would have mistaken her for a bear. And, you know, I went on a whale watching trip too. It wasn't one of the main, it was discounted. It was a night whale watching trip. Which, yeah, you guys are laughing, but trust me, I got a good deal. Like, I did. The guy that sold it to me told me there was a lot of whales out there that night. That's what he said. He said, apparently, we were surrounded by whales the whole time. You know, I mean, I couldn't see them, you know, because it was pitch black, but I heard them. I mean, I think I heard them. You guys, is this what a whale sounds like? Hey, I'm a whale, because it sort of sounded like the guy that charged me the $900, to be real honest with you. It was a striking resemblance. I mean, I think we've all managed to, you know, there was some good in 2020. I know it was a crazy year, but there was some good. And, you know, I tell you, I got, you know, my dad and I have always been close, but I got to spend some more time with him. My dad's, he's 76. He's retired. His hobby, he's got a hobby, is woodworking, and he's good. Like, my dad he can build you anything. Like, he's really good. Next year I'll have him make something for the auction. Like, he's great. But during the pandemic about 8 weeks ago, he was doing his woodworking, and he cut his finger off. And this is not the first time it's happened. I was like, Dad, we can only do this 7 more times. Like, it's they're not salamander tails. They're not coming back, you know. So I take him to urgent care, and they were great, and they were like, hey, he's got to have surgery, you know, tonight, okay? So we took him to this really great guy, hand surgeon in Clayton, and we went to his office. He came in, you know, in the middle of the night, and we went in there, and, you know, you had to fill out some forms. And my dad could not do that because he's got half a finger or whatever. So I had to fill out the forms for him. And, you know, my dad, the first question was medical history. Okay, my dad's, he's been around for a while. He's got some stuff, and I know it. I've been there. It's, you know, and I filled it all out. 2 heart attacks, 3 back surgeries, diabetes, kidney disease. I mean, I got through it all, and we got to the second question, and I was like, Dad, they want to know what medication you're on. He goes, just put none. I was like, I think they're going to get pretty suspicious when they see the answers to question number 1. You're like, oh, this seems a little weird. You know, this guy with all these problems, just Flintstones chewables. That's it, huh? That seems, yeah. So yeah, I've had some fun. I walk my dad's dog a lot. It's like my best friend. His name is Red. I was walking him in Kirkwood the other day, and we walked by this lady's yard, and Red pees on these bushes, and she comes running out yelling at me. Don't let him do that. Don't let him do that. If he pees on those bushes, the other dog's going to walk by, and they're going to smell it, and they're going to pee on the bushes too. I was like, well, how do you know he started it? Like my dog is not a leader. He's a follower, all right? Like, I saw my dog follow a bug right into a brick wall. He's not exactly capable of launching a movement. And by the way, those bushes have been there for 7 years. I know Kirk. They've been there for 7 years. You're telling me he's the first one in 7 years to ever pee on the... I peed on the bushes 2 weeks ago, okay? Like, I didn't want to. I think a guy peed on him before me, and I was compelled to do it. You know, it's been I mean, I don't understand a lot of the medical terminology. I should learn more of that. I mean, it's a year when we've all been forced to think about health and stuff. But my friend's grandpa's getting pretty old, and he goes, we're putting my grandpa in a skilled nursing facility. I was like, I hope so. Like, I hope those nurses got some skills over there. Like, what's the alternative? Like, I couldn't afford skilled. They put me in unskilled. It's terrible. They don't know what they're doing. Nurse checked my blood pressure with barbecue tongs last night. Fella hit me in the knee with a real hammer. Like I said, I think we can have some fun, you know, during COVID. I probably the most fun I had, I didn't do shows for about 3 or 4 months, nothing. I mean, nothing. And then sometime in the summer, there's another comedian, very funny comedian from Kirkwood as well, Nikki Glazer. She's a little more successful than me, but she's great, and she's a friend. And Nikki and I, we drove to Bloomington, Indiana to do like a show to help out a comedy club, one of our favorite clubs. And we stopped at Starbucks over in Collinsville, I think. And I don't know if you guys went to Starbucks during the pandemic, but you know, the bathrooms are like, they don't want you to go in the bathroom. They try to scare. There's signs up, you know, like there's probably COVID in here, you know, whatever. Skull and crossbones and whatever. So, but here, just so you guys know, like the staff has to pee somewhere. Like, they're open, all right? Like, they're open. So what I do is I just walk right to the bathroom. By the time I'm in there, it's like, base, I'm touching base, you know, too late. You guys can't get me, you know. So I come back out, and Nikki's like, I gotta pee too. I'm like, Nikki, just go. She's like, I don't want to get yelled at. I'm like, they didn't yell at me. I go, Nikki, it's like the airplane when they have the seatbelt sign on. If you ask, can I go to the bathroom, they're not going to say yes. But if you just get up and go, you know, they're not going to stop you. So she goes to the bathroom, and she walks all the way, you know, in front of the counter, and she gets, you know, like one step from the bathroom, and I go, ma'am, you're not supposed to go in there. And then the Starbucks girl goes, he's right, ma'am, you're not supposed to go in there. And she had to turn around and come all the way back. And here's the thing, like, I'm not that good. Like, I didn't plan on doing that. She was like 3 steps away, and I was like, oh, I got an idea, you know. And then she was 2 steps away, and I was like, I don't want to lose a friend over this, you know. And then she was 1 step away, and I was like, you can make new friends. Like, you know, like it's COVID. You don't even see these people anyways, you know. Yeah. I want to do a couple of things before I go. But one, I want to try a little bit of a new thing that I've been thinking about. I've had a lot of time this past year to think about how I got into doing stand-up. And it's a lot of it's due to this one guy. I went to college at Mizzou, and I worked at a comedy club / dance club there called Deja Vu. And this guy, Freddie DeMarco, he owned the club. And Fred, he was like a guy, 100% New York Italian guy, and in the middle of Missouri. Like it felt a little witness protection kind of, you know, but nobody asked any questions. But Freddie, like, he was just, he's been a mentor to me my whole life, and he's also yelled at me every time we've ever talked. Like he's like a regular dad. Like he loves me and he yells at me. And I thought I might become a comedian when I was in college, and I graduated, and I kind of chickened out. I was like, I need to make some money, and I should get a real job and be a real person. And I took a job at Procter & Gamble. I was in sales for them, and it was a good job. A lot of people at Mizzou wanted it, and I got it. And I called Fred to tell him, and I was like, Freddie, I'm not going to go into comedy yet. I'm going to work for Procter & Gamble. Craig, why would you do that? Like, Freddie, it's a good job. It's a good job if you want to be bored for the rest of your life. Yay, Craig, why don't you join the monastery? You have more fun. I go, Freddie, they gave me a company car. Yeah, Greg, they gave you a company car. Let me tell you something. You're going to drive that company car off a cliff one day, Greg, because you're so bored. They gave you a company car. Of course they gave you a company car. How else did they convince a 22-year-old kid to spend the rest of his life selling soap? I was like, Freddie, I'm not in the soap division. I'm selling peanut butter. Oh, hey, peanut butter, Greg. Peanut butter. I'm sorry. It's an entirely different situation. I mean, think of all the excitement you have with peanut butter, Greg. I mean, one day you're selling creamy, the next day you're selling crunchy. You don't know what's going to happen. And Greg, think about how crazy the girls are about peanut butter salesmen. Gee, Greg, drive the car off the cliff right now and get it over with. Yeah. So that's what Freddie told me. Freddie told me that. My first adult decision, and I was told to drive a car off a cliff. But I did take the job, and I continue to do stand-up at night. And I worked there, and I kind of worked my way up. And I worked there for 10 years. And like 10 years into the business, I was making a lot of money, and I was on my way up, and I had stock options. And Freddie was right. I was bored. I was so bored, and I did a crazy thing one day. I just walked into my boss's office, and I was like, Rob, I'm going to quit. And I quit. I quit to become a comedian. And Freddie was the first guy I called. I go, Fred, it's Greg. I did it. I quit. I'm going to be a comedian. Greg, why would you do that? That's a good job, Greg. Freddie, you told me. I told you 10 years ago, Greg. I didn't tell you to do it now. You're not exactly a young guy. I mean, come on, Greg. They gave you a company car. Freddie, Greg, let me tell you something. Comedy's a tough business. These comedians, it's a very tough business. People don't need comedy, Greg. They need peanut butter. It's a much more solid. So that was Fred, man. I want to end on this. The reason I'm involved with this organization is my mom. My mom, Colleen Warren, died just a little more than 5 years ago from ovarian cancer. She, we didn't, like a lot of it, we didn't know until it was too late. I mean, she was diagnosed in the spring, and we lost her less than a year later. And, Mother's Day is tomorrow. My mother, I could spend the next 6 hours talking about my mother, but, I miss her a lot. My whole family misses her a lot. But my mom was a columnist. She was a writer. She wrote a column in the Webster Kirkwood Times for, I think it was 12 years. Every other week she had a column in the Webster Kirkwood Times. It was a humor column. And then she also, she reviewed books for the Post-Dispatch for, 15, 20 years. And she wrote some freelance columns for the Post. So I thought how I'd end this, I wanted to read one of my mom's columns. This This is about her mother. She wrote this several years ago, right before Mother's Day. Mirror, mirror on the wall, I am my mother after all, reads a plaque I've noticed in store displays. It is meant as a rueful acknowledgement of the inevitability of genetic imprinting in the mother-daughter dance. We turn into some version of our mothers, is the message. Never mind whether we want to or not. In my case, that's a good thing if it does come to pass. My mother was someone that everybody adored. So far, I'm a little short on the receiving end of the adoration factor, but who knows? It could happen, I guess. I'm open to the possibility, although to be honest, the only mom trait I see surfacing recently is the sudden inability to throw out leftovers. I used to make fun of my mother for saving minuscule amounts of food that didn't get eaten, a tablespoon of potato salad, a dab of this and that. You never know, she'd shrug when I mocked this practice. Someone might want it. A week later, she'd throw it out, which is pretty much the same cycle observed in my kitchen these days. And again, this is my mother writing this. When I was in high school, I began to realize how lucky I was in the matter of mothers. I had a friend, we'll call her Beauty for sake of anonymity, who was by any standard drop-dead gorgeous. Her mother was a holy terror, the likes of which I'd never encountered. Beauty was a girl all of us envied. Black hair and blue eyes, creamy skin, and a perfect body. If that was not enough, she was one of the smartest kids in the school, as well as athletically gifted. And she was nice on top of it. None of that seemed to matter to her mother, who regularly berated Beauty in my presence and made insane predictions about the hopelessness of her daughter's future. Indeed, it was likely none of us would amount to much, according to her regular rants. My mother was a good listener, so over the years, many of my friends used her as a sounding board. Even when I went through snitty bouts of teenage rebellion, it was hard to maintain a decent level of resentment toward her, especially after I was exposed to truly awful models of maternal behavior. In college, I met girls whose mothers were ice queens incapable of expressing affection, or drama queens in constant emotional overdrive. As Mother's Day approaches, I can't say that my mom is any more present in my thoughts than at other times. She's always there, but I wish she could join us for a family gathering. She'd be so proud of her grandsons and take such delight in her great-granddaughter. And I would take the opportunity, as I probably did not often enough, to tell her what a great mother she was. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. It felt great to laugh. Laughter could be so healing. Laughter can take you to another level and make you feel so good. And I'm so glad that Greg was able to be with us this evening. But I'm especially touched by the way he ended his stand-up tonight. Because yes, tomorrow is Mother's Day. And as we look at ovarian cancer, we must realize that there are mothers. There are women who one day want to become mothers. There are grandmothers. There are people out there who want nothing more than to have a family. But ovarian cancer could take all of that away from you long before you had the opportunity to become a mother, to become a family, to extend a generation. That is why we are here tonight. It's not just about taking care of the people that we are involved with right now. It's making sure that we have a tomorrow. It's making sure that these women had the opportunity to have children and to have life and to extend generations. Man, it's been such a lovely evening. SLOCA, 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 I'm so glad you guys asked me to be a part of this a couple of years ago. I look forward to it every year, and last year I didn't get a chance to be here because I had other obligations, and of course, we had a pandemic. We're still in that pandemic. But one thing that pandemic has taught us is that we're not an island, and that we all have a responsibility to others, be it to wear masks, be it to social distance, be it to get a vaccination. But we must understand that we have to be the difference makers. The difference can be something like this, it could be something like this, but the impact that it has on people's lives, the ripple effect that it will have across our community, across our state, across our nation, across our world is tremendous. So tonight, before 9 o'clock hits, and it goes ding dong, ding dong, ding, I want you all to find someplace in your heart, someplace in your wallet, and give just a bit. Maybe give a little bit more and make an impact tonight. Because this organization has done so much for so many. And despite the challenges of this year, we are all really here to work together for great things and to support one another. I want to bring in a good friend of mine that I met tonight, but I like to call her a good friend of mine, Deb. And if you know Deb, she's got this long last name, so I just call her Deb. You okay with that, Deb?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're like my homegirl from another mother, you know what I'm saying? You and me, give it up one time. Ow.
That's a big
You
ring.
know, I mean, come on. I might look tough on the exterior, but I'm a soft guy on the inside.
Sorry.
Now, I haven't forgotten about those raffle tickets. I know you're all hanging on to them going, Rennie, come on, wrap it up, wrap it up. We want to get to the raffle. That's why Deb is here, because Deb has the raffle buckets. She's the co-chair, you may know. She's going to assist me tonight in drawing tonight's raffle winners. So if you're not satisfied that you won or didn't win, blame Deb, not Rennie. Rennie's just here to kick the night off. So let's begin with that Louis Vuitton bag up first.
There's an awful lot in here.
There's a lot in there. Look the other. Don't be looking in there.
I'm not.
Let's see it. Let's see it. The winner is. And you know I can't read. Oh my goodness. I don't even remember buying a ticket, but it's so good to win. Thank you. Where's my? Nope.
Nope. Sorry.
Greg's looking at me going, dude, that's good stuff, but I'm way funnier. And yes, you are. Yes, you are. Tonight's winner is Michelle Lawrence, bid number 249. And Michelle, if you're not jumping up and down in your living room right now, then I don't know. I mean, come on. This is huge. This is a great deal. Wow, Louis Vuitton bag. You know, tomorrow's Mother's Day. If I had won this,
Yeah, you'd be in a good place.
Rennie would be in a good there. You put that right over there.
Okay,
Rennie
now
could have
next
been,
one.
but not. Next one. You try to push me along?
Yep.
Okay. Now we have a chance to win that coveted wine raffle. We're talking about 25 bottles of wine, each valued at least $20 per bottle. And the winner of the wine raffle is? Is that like a drum roll in there?
Yes, it is.
Once again, I have to take my glasses off. Wow. Okay. Is that Jill?
Jill Daw.
Jill Daw. No, it was not a Tim. It was a Jill. Jill, number 155. Congratulations. Well, pretty good. But you know what? We're not done.
No, we're not.
We're not done. A new addition to the raffle group, raking in the cash. One lucky winner will get a scratch off of 24 lottery tickets. I mean, 24, you got to win at least one of them. Maybe a buck or two, but someone's got to win something here.
Somebody does.
All right, Deb, here we go. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do this. Here we go. This is the big one. Oh, once again, I can't read it. I don't know why. Why do I even try to read with these glasses on? We're talking Sandy Tolliver. Sandy Tolliver. You guys know Sandy? Yeah, man. Sandy, you are a big hit.
Congrats,
tonight.
everybody.
I don't know if you knew this or not, but there was an invite for you to be here. And for some reason, it got lost in the mail. You know how the mail is these days. It's kind of slow. But I just want to say that congratulations to you all. And we really appreciate everybody who contributed tonight, those who took part in the raffle. I'm glad that you're going to be able to take something home. And you will be contacted by the SLOCA staff for your pickup options on your prizes. And don't forget, there is still time to bid on those auction items. And I know you guys have probably been going back, checking, and make sure your bid is the bid. I just want to say this. You know, I did sports for a long time, 3 decades. I'm an old man. I turned 57 last Sunday. When I watched the Kentucky Derby, nothing I like better than that stretch run, and down the stretch they come. Because that's when all the excitement starts going. Like, yeah, they're whipping and they're trying to make it. Well, right now, it's down the stretch they come. This is your opportunity to make sure that one item that you want most of all from our auction becomes your item, becomes that vacation, becomes that getaway, becomes that experience. And while you take care of yourself by doing that, you take care of SLOCA. You take care of what we're here for tonight. So go ahead and go back through there and go, you know what? We need to go to that penthouse, and then we need to go and have that little tent, that primitive way along the river. Why not? Because you're going to make a difference. We've been through so much from 2020 to now, May of 2021. We can withstand anything, but you know something? We cannot withstand cancer unless we have you by our side. We cannot make that difference in the lives of so many people without you by our side. So pretend that I am your coach tonight. Pretend that we're on the sidelines about ready to play the game of our lives. We're strapping on our helmets, putting on our shoulder pads, putting in our mouthpieces, and we are getting down and we are getting dirty. I want you guys to be a part of this fight. You are not a part of this evening tonight unless you know. You didn't just randomly log on to something and go, oh, what's this tonight? Let me check this out. You know why we're here tonight. Okay? You know what the fight is. Join the fight. Don't be on the sidelines. Get your hands dirty. Make a difference. Our auction tonight will close at 9 o'clock, and you will be notified of your winnings. So go ahead, check out with your credit card on file, and you will be emailed with your tax receipt for all the purchases as well as instructions on how you can pick up your items physically that you have won tonight. As always, you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to one of your friendly people on the SLOCA team. Susan's here, Randall Lynn's here, the whole gang is over there to my right. They've been the ones making all the noise, basically distracting me. I'm up here trying to do my thing. They have been great. They have been great, and you have been great. I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. I hope you enjoyed your time with us, and I hope that next year we're all there in person for our Living Out Loud Gala and auction. I got to bring some friends in here. As you know, these are all the rowdy folks. Yeah, you're like, all my rowdy friends tonight? These are all my rowdy friends tonight. Yes. What was that again?
Give.
Give. Everybody, give. As we sign off tonight, we want to encourage you to light the night until with lanterns that you receive for the event. You can write the name of a loved one, a wish, or a memory and send it soaring off into the sky. Now, if you take any pictures, we would love for you to share that on social media with the hashtag SLOCA Goal. And then that's a hashtag. For those of you who are my age, it's the pound sign that we had way back in the day that now became the hashtag. So once again, hashtag SLOCA Glow. I want to say goodnight to you all, but most of all, I want to say thank you to you all. I want to say thank you to all the wonderful people behind me. I want to say thank you to all the camera crew here who are part of this evening. And I want to say thank you to Greg Warren because, I mean, Greg Warren not only made us feel spectacular and gave us those great laughs, but he also made tonight very, very real. Thank you, Greg. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you to all of you. Enjoy your Saturday night. 9 o'clock is ticking away. As you get close to that, make sure that auction item is indeed yours. Have a great night. Ladies, I guess we just party while everybody else is at home.